What's up, guys? Bear with me a second. I'm just sharing to a couple places. Bert will be here in a moment. He's trying to finish getting his setup stuff going because he's late. So, going to toss out some shares real quick. Hope everyone's having a good evening. Got some fun stuff to chat about this evening. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, bear with me just a second. Do tagged a few people on the video, so hopefully we'll have more people in. What's up, Bob or Brittany, whichever one it is? Share out the video, guys. Bert will be here in a moment. He's late as usual. Oh, that boy's always late. Um, yeah, we're going to talk about different topics on this one. What's up, Sean? Do 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 do. Hey, what's up, Chris? Thank you, sir. Yeah, Bert will be here in a moment, and then we'll start talking about stuff. I know it's a little dim in here. I just don't feel like turning on the overhead light, so I'm using the little lamp up there. This episode is sponsored by Diet Dr. Pepper. But yeah, we're gonna talk about some of the new trailers for some of the new movies that are coming out. Some of the stuff that we might be excited to see. We're going to talk about the craziness that is the Berserker with this whole 1 in 1,000 and whether it's, something that makes sense in the comics world, with trying to push these rare signature concepts to where a lot of people don't get to benefit from it at all. And the majority of people, are flooding the market with tons and tons of copies just to get to that, that exclusive. What's up, Stephanie? Um, so we're going to talk about that. Um, we're going to talk about cancel culture. We're going to hit on that a little bit. We're going to talk about some of these new shows that are coming out. Boys season 3. I'm going to try to talk a little about the upcoming season for what was it? I'm sorry, what was I saying? Season 3, or the upcoming season for Stranger Things. So we're going to kind of touch base on a little bit of everything. If he ever gets his ass in here, that boy's had all day to get this ready. I'm going to chew his butt. I'm a stickler for punctuality, guys. You'll have to forgive me. I'm big on being on time and not bullshitting and not. So you guys will have to forgive me. I'm a big stickler for being on time. It's a major pet peeve of mine is being late. I've never been late for anything in my life. I'll show up an hour early before I show up late. So he'll be here in a second. Um, I was looking at, how insanely ridiculous, this whole thing with cancel culture. So, all right, here he is. Let's get him in here. Hey, what's going on, bud?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, just push your camera back a little bit so it's not all in your face. But
yeah, I had to find an extension cord because I got to charge my phone up.
What the hell is that popping sound? Rock again. That's your chair?
Yeah, it makes that little leather noise. You can hear the little leather on the back of it. It's a little pillow thing.
Yeah.
It goes up behind your neck.
Oh.
You can rest your neck on it.
Yeah, that's loud as hell, dude. Yeah, you're going to sit like super still.
I was rocking it all last week and you didn't hear it at all.
Yeah, something's different. I didn't hear that at all last time. That's why I was like, what is that? I definitely couldn't hear that last time. So anyway, I figure some of the topics we can talk about this evening, some of the, you're going to have to do something about that. I can hear it every time you move. It's so loud.
Oh, that's something else then, because it's not making any noise.
Oh, it's definitely whatever you were doing. It's something when you move. Yeah, it's not doing it that way. Go this way, forward and back. There it is. Yeah, that's something else. All right, so I kind of some of the stuff I want to talk about tonight is maybe chat a little bit. So there's going to be spoilers for anybody that may not have seen WandaVision or anything. And I'm sorry the way I look at it at this point. If you haven't watched WandaVision, your ass isn't going to watch it. So I don't care. So we're going to talk about what's up, Marty? We're going to talk about WandaVision. We're going to talk about some upcoming shows with like The Boys season 3. With Jensen Ackles joining the mix-up as Soldier Boy. Is it Soldier Boy? Is that the name of his character?
Soldier? What is The Boys?
Yeah, you better know what the damn Boys is.
Of course.
How the hell did you miss that?
Yeah, I read that book before it was a comic book show.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that, and then I want to talk about the upcoming Stranger Things, the upcoming Ghostbusters movie. So I kind of want to just bounce around and talk about a little bit of everything. But let's start out with I thought it was Soldier Boy. I wonder if they're going to play that kid's song from Batesville, Mississippi, Soldier Boy, for him.
I don't know. Basically, Soldier Boy is just like Captain America.
Yeah, that's what I figured he was. They put up a promo. Dude, you got to do something about that noise, man. What? There's something different on your chair.
I don't know. Hold on. Maybe the chair's too far forward.
But it's so weird. It didn't do that at all last time. You don't have one of those plastic things under your chair, do you?
Mm-mm. No.
Wow, that is weird. It didn't do that none last time. Not a single time. That is so strange. Okay. All right. So you've watched all of The Boys, right? Are you fully caught up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Dude, that show has been absolutely incredible. I didn't watch the first, when it first dropped. I just really wasn't that interested because I haven't read the books, so I don't know anything about them. My first exposure to them was the TV show, but I've definitely enjoyed how it's been done so far. That is such a cool twist of it. You know, these people really and truly, for the most part, just being really shitty people. I mean, extremely shitty people. What do you think about it so far? Like when you watch the first season?
I've read, I don't know, I read it in like trade back format, so I don't know actually how many issues I had read, but I had read probably at least I'd say 12 issues or so. Soldier Boy wasn't in the comics that I read. I guess that came a little bit later, but it sticks pretty close to the source material, except the comic book is a lot more graphic than the show is.
Just saying, yeah.
And yeah, it's pretty good. You just kind of have to think is, if this actually happened, I'm pretty sure that the Avengers wouldn't be the nicest people.
Yeah, yeah.
This flips the narrative of superheroes, and it was like if you had all this power and stuff, if there's an old saying that never meet your idols, because when you finally do meet them, they're not the person you think they are.
Yeah.
And I think that goes hand in hand with the way the boys are. The public eye, as far as they know, they're these great people, but behind closed doors are actually horrible people.
Yeah, it definitely shocked me. Like I said, I hadn't read the books or anything. I've never really heard anything about them. And then I watched the show, and I was like, wow, these fools are jacked up. And I mean, really and truly, I definitely agree with that. I really do believe if you are who you are, if you were a douchebag, you're a douchebag with powers. If you were a really straight arrow person, then that's how you would be. So yeah, I was definitely shocked about it. I mean, I've enjoyed the characters so far, and I got real excited on the one episode where where what's his name used his heat vision on the entire crowd of protesters. I was like, holy crap! And then it turned out to be like just him daydreaming. I was like, oh man! I was like, damn, this is about to get real crazy.
Well, if you think if superheroes were run by the government, there will be a lot of that stuff going on. There will be a lot of cover-ups on the things that are happening. Much like that show unravels is exactly probably the way it would unravel if the government actually controlled heroes.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, it is definitely one of those things that gives you an idea of how manipulated it would be and how fake the overall presence of the majority of them would be. I definitely think they've done really well with it. I'm excited to see the next season, which oh yeah, the baby with the heat vision. I'm really excited for the next season because I've always been a big Supernaturals fan. I watched it from day one. My daughters are especially Ashley is a really big Supernaturals fan. I mean, really big. When I go to Huntsville Comic-Con in April, Ashley's actually going to that one with me. Because there's several cast members from the Supernaturals show that's going to be there doing autographs.
Is Jensen or Jared going to be there?
No, not that I know of. They haven't announced it yet, but a few of them are definitely going to be there. So I'm excited to see how Jensen moves into the whole boys thing. And I actually went and watched a couple episodes of Walker. After it had aired, just to kind of see how that show is. And it wasn't too bad at first, but then they kind of lost me on the previous episode I watched. you know, once it
Well,
gets into like when you chase
it
down
is
a
a
Jeep,
CW show too.
yeah. And when I see you, you and your cop friend jump on the back of a horse and you chase down a Jeep on a highway close enough for you to jump from the Jeep into the horse to the back of the Jeep, and you punch two bad guys and knock them out cold, I'm done with the show. I'm done at that point. First off, horse can't fucking outrun a Jeep. Second of all, you're not going to be some little 130-pound, 120-pound female and slap a punch on the dude and he's out cold, and then punch the other guy, he's out cold, but the Jeep magically stops itself. I'm done. So yeah, I'm done with that show. Sorry, Jared. I love you as far as your Supernaturals, but I'm burnt after that one. So yeah, Walker's definitely. And now, to be fair, that type of show really isn't my thing. I didn't care for it when what's his name, Chuck Harris. What's his name? The guy that played the first Walker.
Are you joking?
Chuck Nugget, whatever his name is. Chuck Norris, that's his name.
All those Chuck Norris memes, and you can't remember.
Yeah. Now see if it had been Chuck Norris on the show and he chased down the Jeep on foot and knocked everybody out with one punch, sure, I could have bought that, but I'm not buying it out of the new one. So they haven't earned that level of Chuck Norrisery yet. But it wasn't really my thing to begin with, but I thought I'd give it a shot. And like I said, the first episode was okay and nothing super exciting. Then the second, so I'm excited to see what Jensen does.
Maybe Walker's done by the same directors and producers that did the Fast and Furious movies. Because cars can fly through the air and land on the sides of mountains.
That franchise, I'm a street racer. That original movie was freaking awesome. The first 3 or 4 sequels were pretty good.
Even the little side one, Tokyo Drift, was good.
Yeah, but yeah, they definitely got carried away with that shit. It went from being about street racing to we're this international crew of can do anything. Mission Impossible meets the Brady Bunch family.
That's kind of where I fell off on it. Was
don't get me wrong, I still watched them, but
when
it's just it's out there now.
The last one that I fell off on was the one where Toretto had turned bad or something. He probably wasn't bad. It probably was a swerve, but I didn't watch that one, and I didn't watch the last couple of them, and I didn't watch the Rock. Hobbs and Shaw. I didn't watch that either. I was like, super excited. It seemed like that those movies, the more of them that they came out with, they said, well, what can we do that's super over the top, that's over the top of what we did in the last movie? Yeah. And they just really couldn't base it on street racing, and the first couple movies were so good. And it's like they just had to go just crazy and just we're just going to have trains fly through the air next. And we're going to have The Rock be able to hold up a freaking car with his bare arm. I mean.
Well, the Shaw one, the one, The Rock, and what's in it, I really hated that movie didn't go better. Because I love their chemistry they have with one another in the other movie. Dude, what's his name? Statham. Dude, he's freaking hilarious, man. That last movie that he did, he was absolutely hilarious through that movie. And I was super excited for the one he was doing, the standalone he was doing with The Rock. And it had some really great action scenes in it, but then the overall story just went stupid. It really went weak.
Yeah, I hate that too, because I didn't watch that movie, but I'm a huge Idris Elba fan.
Yeah.
And anytime he's in a movie, it's usually pretty good. He got some flops in there too, but I just like his demeanor and the characters that he plays.
Yeah.
I
really like him in The Gunslinger too.
Yeah, I was just about to say that as like the Dark Tower
Yep.
Gunslinger movie. So I went with a couple guys that have read all the Stephen King books. So they asked me, they said, "What did you think about the movie?" And I was like, "Well, from the perspective of somebody that never read the books, I was like, it seemed to be a fine action shoot 'em up movie." But I'm pretty sure that that movie butchered the books. But I mean, if you just go into a movie not actually reading the book and just watching it as a movie, it was pretty good. And
Yeah.
his character, the gunslinger, was pretty good. Um, he was in Ghost Rider 2,
Oh,
which
that was
I
hot
didn't.
trash.
That Spirit of Vengeance, I couldn't even finish that
Dude,
movie.
I watched that movie and I felt like I was watching a B movie. I mean, and I
You
don't
were.
understand how, because the first movie did relatively well. So that really shocked me about that second one.
Well, the thing is the second one was not done by Marvel. It was shot in the Middle East, and it was a Middle Eastern company that produced that
Oh,
movie.
see, I didn't even know that. I didn't bother to see who did it.
Yeah,
I
and
knew
I mean,
it had a completely different feel than the first one.
it was terrible, bro. It's like
Yeah.
right there with Elektra and Catwoman bad. I mean, it's so bad you can't finish it. Like, and I mean, I've pretty much all read, watched every single superhero movie, and when I can't finish one, that's a bad movie.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely one of those things where, I watched it and the entire time I truly felt like I was watching some low budget, straight to VHS kind of feel to it. That's what it really felt like. It really shocked me. And I even though the first one was a bit, it had its moments. I still enjoyed it. I mean, I'm not a massive Nick Cage fan. Now
Well,
I've probably seen,
there's this decade where Nick Cage was a different actor too.
yeah,
Now he's trying to be that I'm Nick Cage, I'm over the top in everything I do. And
yeah,
that's what his acting is now. Previous wasn't so much like that. You remember Con Air and The
yeah,
Rock and those movies. He acted pretty good in them, but
yeah.
after a
That
while,
Face Off was
he
a
just
great
started
movie.
doing, just these like crazy characters with these crazy faces he makes, and
Yeah,
he's just all over the place now.
yeah, he
I
did.
mean,
But
that
he,
dude puts out like 15 B movies a year.
yeah, I mean,
I
he
don't know
does
when
like
he
a movie
sleeps.
a month or something. I don't know what that is unless, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that, but yeah,
Well,
he'll do
he
like
went
a
through
movie
a
a month.
period where he had got bankrupt.
Oh, okay, maybe that's what he's doing, just trying to do whatever he can to rebuild.
Yeah.
Um, so the
Now, his bankrupt and our bankrupt are two different things, but
I don't know. Some
but
of those damn dudes, they're
I think
bankrupt and bankrupt.
I think his problem was I think he might have owed the IRS some money or something
Yeah.
like that.
Um, so like, all right. So now, have you watched? Have you? And I meant to tell you this a couple days ago to make sure to do it, because that was definitely one of my topics for that I wanted to talk about today. Like I said, I'm super excited about The Boys season 3. I'm damn sure excited about the next season of Stranger Things, and I'm actually kind of strange without. I mean, I'm excited about the Stranger Things because now I just like want to see where the hell did they go with this? Because the other thing that was weird to me on the last season, and have you watched the 2 seasons?
You mean the 3 seasons?
Well, is 3 out or three's the next one, isn't it?
No, there's three
Oh, was
seasons.
there 3 already? Okay. How the hell? Like the only thing that kind of bugged me about that is how the hell do you have
I
a?
think there's three. Let me think.
I want to think
Um,
the third one's the one that's coming.
Demogorgon, and then the maybe I guess there is only two. The giant nightmare
Yeah,
looking,
right. And
spider thing.
that's the season that was kind of off to me. I'm like, how the hell do you manage to have a underground facility built by Russians and under an entire town and no one know? So that's the only thing about this season that was just odd to me. That didn't make sense to me. And they never really talked about like how that happened. Like the first season was all about the government, our government, doing some kind of weird shit with the kids, and so all of that made sense, completely, doable. But then that next one, the second season, you got an entire underground complex that's underneath an entire city, and no one knows. That was a bit weird. So I kind of want to see where they're going with this damn third season. Oh, never mind. Stephanie said it is the fourth season coming out.
I thought it was. I just couldn't remember the way.
I thought it was only 2 seasons so far. So yeah, I'm excited to see where that goes. But dude, have you watched Superman and Lois?
No, you know what? I was just flipping their channels, and I was watching. I don't even know what it was, but might have been wrestling or something. And I saw a little clip of that, and I was like, I was like, that might be interesting. Dudes, I don't want me to talk about anybody, but the guy, to me, he doesn't have a Superman looking appearance to him.
Yeah, he's a little different.
He just really looks kind of like everyday, and I maybe they're going with that because I think the focus of that show is supposed to be about family and not so much him being Superman.
Yeah. Well, I watched the first episode. I'm going to try not to give away any spoilers or anything since you haven't seen it. My first impressions of the first episode, there are a couple things I have a little bit of complaint about, but it's not that big a deal. The new suit for the show, to me it looks too thick in here, so it makes his head look a little smaller. And he's, but it's weird that they went that route, because when you look at how he looked on the other shows, the crossover events, he had a normal suit on. So that's a little.
Was that actor? Was he in the crossovers?
Yeah, it's the same actor. Yeah.
Yeah. So I pretty much give up on all them CW shows before they get all those crossover shows.
The first episode is damn good. Damn good. I mean, dude, that first episode had me almost in tears. So you got to go watch it. It's and as far as the way it was done, they did this one just like they did Smallville. They put a lot of money into the special effects, the Superman aspects, and I love this one here. It's farther, it's into the future a little. Lois and
he's got 2 teenage kids.
Right, they got 2 teenage boys at this point. And he and Lois are married. It's really, really well written. The characters so far they've shown are very, very interesting, and
did you notice if Jeff Johns has anything to do with it?
That I don't know. I haven't looked to see who all's got their hands in it, but yeah, definitely make sure you go watch that. I meant to tell you about it so we could talk about it tonight, but that's okay. We can do it next week.
Yeah, I saw it advertising, but it didn't say when it was coming. It just said
Thursday nights, I think.
It said streaming soon, so I was like, is this a stream show or?
No, just download the CW app. You can watch it on the CW app for free. Yeah, so make sure you watch it and let me know what you think. We'll talk about it next week. But it is definitely worth watching. It is very, very good. Now, of course, all the other ones started out very, very good until they felt the need to add 10 or 15 people around the main character to create Team whatever bozo. So if they can stay away from that shit and not end up having Team Superman, it'll be good.
Somebody needs to enlighten those directors and producers and everything and those writers that there is something called the Justice League if they want to do a team movie or team show.
Well, no,
that every solo character has to have his own team.
Yeah. Well, that I don't have. I don't have an issue whatsoever with crossovers. I have no issues with team ups and shit when it's the heroes. I don't want to see 50 damn random Joe Blows piggybacking off the superhero and calling them team asshole. I'm sick of that shit. They ruined Arrow with that bull crap. They ruined Flash with that bull crap. And and it's and it's just one of those things that it doesn't work. I mean, to be fair, they almost did it with damn Supernaturals. But luckily they reeled that back in, because there for a little bit, you had Dean, and you had Sam, and you had Mom, and you had what's the old dude's name? Their surrogate father.
Yeah, but he was cool.
No, you're not listening to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it started down that road where, like, I didn't have a problem with Sam and Dean and him. I didn't, the trio. And but then it went from the trio to now you got the chick in the bar and her daughter. Then you got this angel, and then you have the brother that came out of nowhere, and then you had the cop lady, and then you had the kid that was the prophet. Then you had the old dude that was the prophet. And then you had
Kevin. That kind of surprised me when they got rid of Kevin.
Yeah, but I mean, it's one of those things where it's just a side character and they just got to keep it going. But like I said, there for a little while they had, dude, it wasn't nothing to watch that season or that show, and there would be 5 or 6 people that's interacting with everything, and it just got too flooded, in my opinion.
It's like once Castiel started joining them in the hunt every week, it was like a lot of stuff going on. That show was much better when it was just them, and then occasionally they go to their Uncle Bobby's place to get some help.
Yeah, and see, and that stuff I don't have a problem with. I don't have an issue with cameos. Like every few episodes, this person comes in to help, or that's cool. You get to see some old characters again. But when they're there every single damn episode and they're calling themselves Team This, I mean, dude, it's annoying as hell. I mean, Arrow went from a one-person show with one sidekick helper to what? 10 damn partners? I mean, it was ridiculous.
It was just much better when it was Flash, Cisco, and the Reverse Flash dude.
Well, I didn't mind watching him either. Like the trio, his 3 partners at the facility, and the cop dude. The cop dude's fine too. That's fine too. But once it became the cop guy, Reverse Flash dude, Cisco, Killer Frost, Chicky Boo, who 5 minutes ago was making coffee and now she's a super duper reporter. And then you add this other hero, then this other hero, then this, oh, dude, it's just ridiculous, man. I quit watching it. I couldn't do it anymore after that. Of course, I couldn't do it anymore after Ira started the whole Team Flash shit. I was done. I was like, you don't got a talent whatsoever. You didn't give a shit about the Flash, or this kid until you found out he was the Flash. Then all of a sudden you want to be Flash's girlfriend. Just blatant gold digging mentality. She found out he had something that was important, and she wanted in on it. I hated the way they wrote that. Dude,
the best show that they had, and it was doomed to fail because they put it on like 9 o'clock on Fridays, was Constantine.
Yeah, that one went down quick.
It only lasted. I don't even know if they finished the last season. I don't know if they finished the first season out.
Yeah,
because it kind of, the last episode I watched, it kind of ends kind of like, and you're like, was that the season finale, or
Yeah.
did they cut? Yeah, they totally cut that show. They canceled it.
Yeah.
They
I don't
said
know.
that I think there were like 6 or 8 episodes that were out when they announced they were canceling it.
Wow.
And
Well,
what sucks is that show's good too.
I liked. I actually went and watched it, and I'm really shocked they canceled it. Um, I watched that Swamp Thing pilot, dude. It was really interesting. I watched like the first few episodes of that, or however many it was, and that really shocked me that you know that it got canceled. I don't remember why. Like I can't recall why it got
There
canceled.
were 6 or 7 episodes of that show, and I'm gonna tell you what the reason why that show got canceled, and it's one of the dumbest things ever. Okay, so apparently sometimes when they're doing a TV show, like they do it with The Walking Dead. They do it in Georgia, right?
Yeah,
So a lot of the stuff that they need to have done is paid by the state of Georgia because when they come and do that, they're making new jobs for people in that area.
yeah.
Okay, so what happened was the Swamp Thing was supposed to be, I want to say it was Louisiana, and it was supposed to have a big budget, supposed to have like a $70 million first season budget. So what happened was they started filming it and started doing everything. The state backed out of the funding. So
Oh
like
wow.
half of the show's budget got canceled. And DC was like, well, we're not going to fit the bill on this whole $70 million project. So what you see is what you get. And that's basically
Wow.
what they funded. And another thing that comes is Swamp Thing got canceled because it has no syndication. Like
Yeah.
Netflix pays DC a ton of money to have Flash and Green Arrow on Netflix. They pay them a ton of money.
Yeah.
So basically, when they pay them all that money to have it on Netflix, the past season on Netflix, it's made where they can fund the new season even if it's garbage.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I remember hearing something about that too. Some kind of I heard it was some kind of airing thing too, in North Carolina. Um, Sean said it was in North Carolina.
Yeah,
Um,
they
but
pulled funding for it, and that
yeah,
was sad because
like I
that
said,
show was pretty
I watched
good.
those episodes. They were good. I hate that happened. I think
Yeah,
that one had real potential.
what is his name? Ian Ziering, the dude that does all the Sharknado movies.
Oh shit! I don't know. I don't watch that shit.
Well, I know you don't watch it, but you've seen it.
Yeah, but
I've never watched the
I
first
don't have a clue
Sharknado.
who made
Well, I'm saying like not the main guy in the show,
Oh,
the dude with the curly hair from Beverly Hills 90210,
yeah, I don't know.
Ian something Jr. So anyway, his character in the Swamp Thing is supposed to be Blue Devil.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
that's
it
why
was
he
definitely
was.
worth a
That's
watch.
why he was cursed to where he couldn't leave that town.
Oh, okay. Well, it was definitely worth a watch. I hate that whatever happened, whatever the issue was, that really sucks because dude, those episodes were really good. So I mean, I hate that happened.
Yeah, the only reason why we got to see Constantine anymore was because what's his name? That's Arrow. He was like protesting. He's like, hey, we need to get Constantine back on the air, and we need to
Yeah.
get that because Constantine was on NBC. It wasn't on the CW because I don't know, whatever reason they took it to NBC.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe because it wasn't quite as light as the CW shows were because they had demons and stuff they had to deal with. But yeah, that guy, he tried to get them to bring Constantine back out. That's why you saw Constantine in the Arrow shows because that was him saying, hey, this dude's show was great. He's a great actor. He portrays his character so good that we got to have him.
Well, hopefully, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that with these shows that could be done a little different, And I mean, all of it's, hindsight 2020 on some of it, but yeah, I really hope they learn their lesson a little bit, because that, I mean, for the majority of people that that I've personally seen complain about it or read about them complaining about it, like one of the biggest complaints out of all of them was there was too many people on the shows. The attention was spread too far out, and
Yeah.
except for stuff that's meant to be that way, like the crossover Legends or whatever, the one where is all
Legends of Tomorrow.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's meant to be
Legends
that.
of Tomorrow was actually pretty good too when
Yeah,
they first
that's what I'm
started
saying.
it
Like,
out.
that was meant to be that way, but nobody gives a shit about all the basic characters in the background. That's not why you're watching The Flash. And now don't get me wrong, The Flash did get a little annoying on the whole BS that everybody and their mama was faster than the Flash. I mean, you had people getting their powers on the exact same episode, and they're faster than he has, that he's been running for 4 seasons. And they got it today, and tonight they're outrunning him. I mean, that got annoying too. But the whole Irish shit got extremely annoying, and I hate that, because in the comics, that's not how she is. She ain't standing back going, "Oh, we're Team Flash, and I'm going to tell everybody
Oh
what they
no, I
need to
mean,
do." Do what?
his comics pretty much straight up solo. It's
Well,
about
yeah,
him.
they're all background is all it is. They're just background extras is all they are. And like I said, I know you got to have. I understand that TV shows are different than comics. I get that, and I understand you need to have some of those people for him to interact with on every episode basis. I get that. When I didn't have a problem when it was just him and the 3 people at the facility and the cop, it was fine. But like I said, again, it just irked me the wrong way when she didn't want nothing to do with him until she found out he was so and so, and then all of a sudden she's "I love you," whatever. That's gold digging ass mentality if there ever was.
Well, her character is the exact same character that Lana Lang was in Smallville.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
They both worked in a coffee shop.
yeah, I know.
And then all of a sudden, they both got super smart, and all of a sudden, Lana Lang is on Lex Luthor's level of thinking and stuff. And I'm
Yeah,
like, nah.
yeah, I agree. It was ridiculous, and every show has flaws, and every show has positives. I get that too, but I think CW. I really think they missed the point to these characters. I mean, Arrow wasn't meant to be surrounded by 20 damn people, and neither was the Flash, and crossovers are fine. I don't mean that stuff. The whole crossover event, that's always fun to see. Supergirl on the Flash and etc. But yeah, when you get a chance, watch Superman and Lois. Um, it's really really good, and I'm hoping it stays that way. And I think it will if they keep it just about him and Lois and the 2 boys and the villain. If they keep it that way, I think it'll be badass.
Well, I don't know the villain, but some people are speculating that the 2 boys, they're kind of going to be like, how Clark and Lex were in Smallville.
Yeah,
Like they were really close, and
yeah,
then all of a sudden Lex started doing this other stuff, and he started drifting away
yeah,
from his morality. They Some people say that like Jonathan is going to be Jonathan, like his normal son, and then a lot of people say that the other twin is
Jordan.
going to be like Superboy Prime,
Yeah,
and he's going
and
to
that
end
would
up
be
losing
interesting
it.
too. Yeah, that would be kind of interesting to see too, because I don't want them to be. I mean, obviously they're going to get powers. I mean, I don't see how that could not happen. But and anybody listening in the chat, let's try to avoid any spoilers on that just yet, because Bert hasn't had a chance to watch the first episode, and I don't want that spoiled. And so I hope it's like that, because I don't want them to be just another copycat version of Clark. and Superman. I want it to be, I want it to, kind of be that, that whole, frustration and being impulsive and, and trying to cope with it because, they're already teenagers. And now if they do start getting powers, it's being thrown on them at that point. It wasn't like Clark, who had powers at like 1 year old, and started showing powers as he was progressing and learning how to deal with it from a really young age. Now you have teenagers that are dealing with puberty, and now they're having that thrown in on it too. So they already have, anger issues and frustration and anxiety and all these other things that normal teenagers have. And then you slap that on it too. So I hope it goes that way. I hope it's more of that than it just trying to be let's just redo Clark, So we'll see. But
all right, so on to WandaVision.
That one, you're caught up, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All we got, I think, is this week, and that's it.
Last episode, I think. I'm still leaning toward it being Mephisto. I'm still leaning that as far as Agatha is concerned.
Yeah, I think she was there controlling Scarlet Witch. Yeah. I don't think that she. It's going to disappoint me if she is the main bad guy for the season.
I think that'll irritate a lot of people if it's just her. So what do you think about the little twist on the last episode that she didn't steal Vision's body? Like dude said she did.
Yeah.
She pretty much created it, for her little dream world.
And that makes sense why he couldn't leave the spectrum
without
when he tried to go outside.
Yep, because
what was cool is that that whole storyline like kind of happened in the comic. I can't remember who got a hold of his body, but they took him apart like that and put him back together. And when he came back together, he didn't have the Vision's memories and stuff.
Yeah.
That's where we get the Vision that has the whole white suit. And I expect on that about when I heard WandaVision was coming out, and I was like, okay, well, Vision's dead after Thanos ripped the thing out of his head.
Yeah.
So I was like, if he comes back, I said, I bet he'll come back in that white version of that suit. So I expect on that for about 6 months before WandaVision came out, and I went and picked up the West Coast Avengers books where he came back in that suit. And I guarantee you that book's going to spike whenever.
Oh, there's already people showing that there were sale prices on eBay for $1,500.
What, for like 9.8s or something?
Offhand, I don't recall, but somebody had posted them earlier that book was skyrocketing. And so if anybody's trying to make money on it, your ass better flip it now, because 3 months from now, 2 months from now, it's going to be fucking $5 book again. So
because the Monica Rambeau first appearances, the Amazing Spider-Man annual something, those books started spiking big time in the last 3 weeks. And they kind of left that one hanging there too. They like Quicksilver tapped her on the shoulder in like episode 7, and then we didn't see her in episode 8.
Yeah.
So there's more to that than just, than Agatha Harkness. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be highly pissed if it's just Agatha. I'm gonna be highly annoyed because this show has been slow as shit. No matter how you want to look at it, it's meant to be like old sitcom, so I can tolerate that. But it's a slow ass show to a slow ass build up to a really slow ass reveal. So I mean,
it's a slow build up, but it's also a good show though. It's,
it's one
even though the episodes are like, there's not really anything happening on them. It's something that's a little bit fresh, it's not just your everyday let's punch somebody, let's shoot some lasers, let's throw a
Yeah.
hammer, let's throw a shield.
But see,
You know,
I'm not a big sitcom person. If a show doesn't have stuff going on, it's not really my thing. I'm not there to watch Full House. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I'm not there to watch the Brady Bunch or some shit like that. I never cared for any of those fucking shows. So me watching this show I'm having to force myself to watch this show, even with my
Really?
understanding. Yeah, because even with my understanding, I know that the show is meant to be this way. It's not meant to be super exciting and tons of reveals. So I can force myself to sit there and watch it. But am I sitting there going, no, I'm sitting there going, okay, can you? I mean, almost to a point I want to hit the fast forward button. It's just
Yeah,
not my thing, but
the
I mean,
thing
it's not
is they're
terrible. I don't mean it like
comboing.
that. It's not terrible, but
They're like comboing like 2 or 3 different storylines with
yeah,
this show. They're comboing what I just told you about, where
yeah,
Vision gets, redone. They're comboing the whole like no more mutants type storyline, and they're also comboing a story that they did where the Vision had
yeah.
moved to this small town and he had his own little android family
Huh.
where he was like had a normal job and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And his wife was an android and his kids were androids.
Hey, what's up, Will?
So they're comboing a little bit
Yeah.
on this, but I didn't mind it. I got the luck of getting to, watch all of it pretty much at once. We watched what was it? Episodes 1 through 6.
Yeah.
We binged all 6 of them,
I
and
started
then we
watching
picked
them
up.
I watched them as soon as they dropped. And like I said, I've never been big about those. Like, again, it's only like for the first like 4 or 5 episodes where I'm kind of like, all right, man, come on. And I understand that's the point of the show. That's why I'm not mad at it or nothing like that. And that's why I didn't quit watching it, because I understand that's the point to it. It's meant to be sitcomish. It's meant to be drawn out. And so I'm just kind of like, but still, I have to force myself through those first few episodes because it's just not my thing. I never cared for any of those sitcom shows that are on TV like that. Just those family sitcom shows, I've never really cared for those. About the closest you got to me, like liking those kind of shows was, Steve Urkel and in that show he was on, and the Bill Cosby in that show. That's about the extent of those kind of sitcom shows I watched. I didn't care for any of the
I liked how every episode it flashed forward 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, I thought
it went up a decade every time there was a new episode. There was representation of that decade.
Yeah, and I thought that was kind of cool. Because all it is she's reliving the sitcoms she grew up watching. So I understood why they were doing it, and it was cool for that reason. But like I said, I just had to force myself through those, and I'm just, the part that's kind of got me a little worried is I'm like, okay, we're on the second to last episode, and they haven't shown shit. I mean, in all honesty, they haven't shown any type of major holy crap moments until this last episode. I loved this last episode. I loved them going through Wanda's childhood up, showing the trauma, and then slowly revealing that she actually didn't steal dude's body, that dude was lying the whole time. And they were just rebuilding a government version of the Vision like they did in the comic. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So the last episode I really liked.
And you know what threw me off was, of course, I probably wouldn't have watched all the way through the credits, but in episode 7 and 8 they had some end credits too that rolled. Something happened after the credits rolled, but they didn't do that from the get-go. So I wonder how many people actually missed those end credit scenes.
Yeah. Yeah, like Sean just said, I am glad of that too. I'm glad they finally revealed that she had powers manifesting before she was experimented on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad they touched base on that because at first, for the longest, they've been leaving it that they didn't get powers until they were experimented on. So I'm glad that they showed that they had tried to experiment on other people and the stones killed those people immediately. So
Yeah.
because of her, because they already had latent mutant abilities, the stone just I think amplified it, I guess, or something. But yeah, I don't know. I'm super excited, man. I'm ready for this last episode. At least I'm pretty sure it's the last episode. But they got a
It's
lot.
supposed to be.
Yeah,
A
they
lot
got
of
a lot
people are
to do.
saying that they're probably going to do a second episode. I mean, a second season, even though
Really?
all these Disney Plus series are supposed to be one season, one and
Yeah,
done type
I haven't heard
things.
anything about
But I
that.
think it's because there's been so many people that have been watching WandaVision that Disney Plus is in trouble, for
Yeah.
one thing. There's so many people canceling Disney Plus, and a lot of people are saying, well, as soon as WandaVision's over, I'm canceling.
Yep. I mean, well, Disney's got to stop. Like they got to stop catering. Which I mean, it's not them catering. I mean, Disney's always been a left leaning company. The people that work there have always been left leaning, and I'm sorry, y'all can get mad at me if you want to, but the shit that Gina said, even though I don't agree with comparing stuff to anything that has to do with the Holocaust, I don't think you can ever accurately compare anything. But she wasn't comparing someone's trauma and someone's tragedy. That's not what she wasn't saying. Ooh, these people are being treated the same way as those people. That's not what she was meaning. She was referring to the start button of it all, and that was the propaganda machine convincing its citizens that they should turn against their other citizens and blaming the Jewish people for their problems and blaming the Jewish people. Well, this is why your children aren't eating, is because of these people over here. That's what she was comparing it to. What she was referring to is the propaganda machine of the Nazi regime turning its citizens, German citizens, against their other citizens, the Jewish citizens. And that's what she was comparing when she made the statement. She was like, the propaganda of the media is turning its citizens against one another. And so, that was a dumbass damn thing. And they were just looking, I mean, and all they did was prove her point. That's all they did. They proved her point. You're being hunted because you have a different political view. And then they literally proved her point. So, I mean, I can't blame a lot of people. I think it's a bad move on Disney, especially the hypocrisy of it, because her co-star just last year did the exact same comparison in a way. He took a photo that was supposed to be German children in behind barbed wire fences in Nazi Germany and compared it to a photo that was supposed to be a photo from kids at the Mexican border being in cages. And he said they were being treated exactly the same as the Jewish people were. Now, the sad thing is the photo he used on both images were incorrect photos. One wasn't even Jewish prisoners, and the other one wasn't even the Mexican border. It was another country. So all of that shit was wrong, But the point is he made the exact same style comparison that she did, but yet caught no flack. That's the straight up, like, if you want to be fair and say, look, y'all can't say that shit, none of you. I'm cool with that. Fine.
Yeah.
But you can't have a hissy fit when a conservative does it, but you didn't say shit while your left leaning buddy did it. That's what so many people are pissed off about. But it's insane, and the cancel culture is ridiculous. I mean, look at the shit that just happened with Mr. Potato Head.
Oh yeah.
You are so fucking stupid.
Yeah, Hasbro has flipped that back.
They need to. It's bullshit.
Mr. Potato Head is Mr. Potato Head now.
They need to. They need to. I'm
whatever
sorry.
They were doing.
They need to. It's bullshit. If your life is so screwed up and you're so insecure and miserable that the idea of a plastic toy having Mr. in front of it offends you, you seriously need to find therapy. You need to find something. I mean, I'm cool with you just like tying heavy bricks around your ankles and taking a walk off a short pier as far as I'm fucking concerned, because then you can stop fucking reproducing and creating more dumbasses walking the planet. So that's what you should do.
Here we go.
Dude, I'm sick of it, man. I'm tired of this cancel culture bullshit. I don't have problems with people standing up for true hatred, standing up against true hatred, or standing up against true racism, or standing up against people not treating people fairly and things like that. I will stand right there with you, shoulder to shoulder, and I will whoop ass right there with you. But when you start crying a river about fucking Dr. Zeus, and you start crying a river about Mr. Potato Head, and you start crying a river about facts hurting your feelings, I just want to punch you in the nose and just laugh at you. That's what I really want to do. Dude, stop hitting buttons. He's always trying to scroll the damn camera, and he hits the damn close button with his big old meaty fingers. He'll be back in a second, that boy. But yeah, I'm sick of it, dude. I want them to tie heavy ass bricks around their ankles. Stop hitting the close button.
Yeah, I was trying to hit a chat button, and unfortunately, it's right by the leave button. Yeah, and I got fat fingers, so what can I say?
But yeah, dude, that's what I want. I want people to stop tolerating it. I want people to stop letting it slide. I want people to start telling people you're being a dumbass. That's what I want people to start. Stop worrying about oversensitive ass. The problem is you have a generation of millennials that have never in their life, and it's not all millennials before anybody gets ass hurt. It's just we have to say it as a generation because there's more being stupid than there are being common sense. I mean, come on. You're eating fucking Tide Pods, okay? You're a whole level of dumb, all right? So, and putting Gorilla Glue in your fucking head. So I'm sorry, you're just on the short pier, and I wish you'd take that walk. I really do. Yeah. Like a lot of heavy bricks around your ankle.
Yeah, I think that the thing is it's just more and more people now are coming out with this stupid shit.
And it's because we allow it, though. We sit back and go, oh, just ignore them. They're being stupid. We got to stop it. People have to start standing up to it. People have to start standing up for people being shunned because of their political views. We have to start standing up to people that are trying to cancel culture other people because they made a joke you didn't like. We have to start making a stand for it. And it needs to be across the board, because when you've got a generation of people who have never had to struggle. Sorry. Ain't nobody struggling today for the most part. It ain't happening. All right. So you got a generation that's never had to struggle. They've got nothing but participation trophies, told they're just as equal as the guy who would have had first place, even though you didn't do none of the work. So they already think they're better than everybody because of their mommy and daddies filling them full of bullshit. Then you turn around and you have them being told that they're super special all the time, and their thoughts and their beliefs, their truths outweigh everything else. So you've created a generation that doesn't know hardship for the most part, never dealt with struggle, and told that they're better than everyone else for whatever weird reason. They don't have to work hard, they don't have to try, and so you got a generation of that, and they don't feel important. So their way of trying to feel like they're important is trying to battle these imaginary demons that they think is going on, these imaginary slights. And it's usually white people. Sorry, white people that might be listening, but it's usually white people that I see talking the shit that they're offended for someone else. And when everyone else is scratching their head looking at you like, what the hell are you talking about? There's a problem. I mean, that's the biggest issue in my opinion, is you've got people that don't feel important trying to create a narrative to where they can feel important to say they're doing the good deed,
Yeah. There's just, too much going on now. The whole, you're too white at Coca-Cola.
Yeah, there you go. You got to love that shit.
Crazy,
now, just think if they had said that about any other person. the holy hell moment would have broke open, and it should have. Same way white people should. White people, look, I'm part white and I have part Native American in me with my grandmother and stuff like that, and ain't nobody on this planet got fucked harder than Indians. Okay, so I'm sorry. Hello, all you delicate folks out there. They ain't nobody got more pipe laid to them than the American Indians got. Okay, so hey Tara. So everyone has, for the most part, a lot of people have gotten done dirty, and whether you go back to Roman days and you look how they enslaved everybody who wasn't Roman, to the terrible time in American history with slavery, which was, still, it's one of those things like I still can't wrap my brain around. I can't fathom the process and the thinking that it's okay to take shit from other people, that it's okay to enslave other people because they're different. I don't understand. Like, normally I can play devil's advocate on what someone might be thinking or where that could have came from. But I can't fathom how someone at some point sat back and said, this is okay, and everyone went along with it. But then again, look what happened to the Jewish people with the Nazis. Somehow those people managed to turn an entire nation against someone, country against someone, and everyone accepted it as normal. It's the weirdest thing to me. Just like when, the Native Americans, and don't get me wrong now, Native Americans wasn't super innocent either. I mean, they would raid other, parties and stuff like that and take their women, kill their things. That's the way the cultures were. You always had clans fighting one another and things like that. But it's still one of those things I can't wrap my head around. So I understand that it's something that should have never been allowed, and it's something that should have been fought. It's something that should continue to be watched and monitored. And there's true evil roaming this planet. Enough so that you sitting back being pissed off because someone compared something to something that happened in a long time ago, when they're making a legit point about it, or you're getting offended because Mr. Potato Head had Mr. in front of his name, dude, that shows to me how that new generation is 100% coddled and has no idea what hardship is.
Well, it's just the times we live in, man. People
y'all have to overlook Bert. He works in the casino world, so he's kind of scared to talk about that subject. So, but you see what I mean?
People
you see
be firing people for shit.
That's what I'm saying. But
freedom of speech, people get fired over nowadays.
And that's what I'm saying. And you see how that is. Like, we can't even sit here. We're not saying hateful stuff. I'm not speaking out of turn. I'm not, using imaginary topics or, imaginary, common sense shit. But yet we can't even, Tara said, hey, we can't even sit here and have a conversation about the stupidity of all of this because of fear of being fired.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's true. It's like, all the way from chick from Star Wars got fired, and it dwindles all the way down to the everyday working man.
Yep.
Man, you could have a conversation here, and we just go back and forth, saying nothing that anybody doesn't see every day, and they can take one sentence out of what we said, and they'll use that, and that'll be the title of what they said. Like, he said this, but they'll take it out of context, and they won't put anything else you said up on there, and they'll just take one sentence and they're like, see what he said, and then they'll run with it. It's just the cancel culture. It's their way, man. And like, the thing is it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It is everywhere.
Well, the thing that's really frustrating to me, and the thing that's the weirdest to me about the whole cancel culture thing, is there's more common sense people walking this planet than they are cancel culture people. There's no doubt about that in my mind. From the people I interact with daily, in my real time, and people I interact with on social media, etc., I run into more people that are common sense people than they are cancel culture people. So that's what blows my mind about it, is how in the hell are you as a company or anyone going to allow you that you're going to allow them to dictate how you run your company when you have the smaller of the many doing the bitching and the crying? I mean, 9 times out of 10, that smaller probably not buying shit from you to begin with. You know, they're not supporting you anyway. So why the hell are you letting them dictate? Now, again, I'm not talking about people making truly hateful comments or truly serious, controversial, mean comments. I'm not talking about those kind of people. I'm talking about just the people who just are disagreeing with you or just having a different political view. And you want to, and you're listening to that little batch of little Cry Me a Little River punks. I mean, that's insane to me.
Yeah, it is amazing how, like, here's the thing, 95% of the people don't have a problem with whatever, right?
Yeah.
But then there's the 5% of the people that have an issue, and then they try to put it on the backs of the other 95% of the people, and then they're like, this offends me, this offended. I mean, you just about can't do anything. I can't believe the wind doesn't offend people nowadays just because it decided to change direction.
I don't know. You never know. It might come up next. It might blow too white.
You know?
I mean, hell, snow might be offensive soon, you know? It is. I agree. It's insane.
If it is, a whole lot of people got offended around here.
Well, I'm just, that's why I keep saying that we have to stop it. We have to stop allowing it to happen. When you see someone make a post that says so-and-so did this right here, we as a culture and a people need to start speaking against those type of posts instead of just sitting back saying, I'm going to mind my business or I'm not getting in the middle of it. That mentality needs to change. That's why they're getting a louder voice, because the rest of us are standing back going, I'm not getting in the middle of it, or it's none of my business, or, oh, here we go again, but I'm just going to ignore it. That shit has to stop. I mean, it's got to. I mean, there's no doubt about it. When we want to put a movement together, we can definitely put a movement together and get something done. I mean, look at what just happened with the whole Snyder Cut. I mean, that proves that when we put our voices loud enough, it can be heard. So, I mean, it's one of those things, in my opinion, it has to change. We have to stop allowing it. We have to stop letting that free ride happen on hateful propaganda. And that's what it is. It's just bullshit propaganda. It's nothing but just a way for a damn small group of zero power having guilty people, for whatever reason they're feeling guilty about, to try to shun and hate on other people just because. Yeah.
I mean, it's bad that you just can't get along with everybody.
Yeah.
And that you just, like, everybody gets hurt, their feelings hurt over something. And you know what? I just try to live my life to where, that everybody, I want to treat them the same way that I want to be treated.
Yeah, I know, but see, that's how.
And I don't maliciously go out and offend anybody or hurt anybody's feelings. It happens, but it's not something that I would try to go out and particularly hurt anybody of any creed, any nature, any race, whatever.
Well, I think there's something.
But people are just getting so pissy about everything now.
Well, like I said, I think there's something really wrong with you as a person, that someone can say something you don't like, and the first words out of your mouth is, "Oh, we need to get them fired." I mean, that's insane. Yeah. I mean, but that's what happens when you have a generation of people that's never had a struggle, still living at home with their parents at 28 years old, shit like that, working part-time jobs.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head the last time somebody did offend me, and I can't come up with anything.
The cancel culture offends me every day. That like see, I need some help with that. So.
Well, you probably do because you're all on the media all the time. You're always on Facebook and all these other places. You see so much more of this stuff than I do. You know, I try to stick away from all that stuff. I don't like to get on Facebook. Like you know, the way I look is like when I first had Facebook, I started putting family and friends and stuff on there, and you know, it got more and more friends and more friends on there. And I got to where, like, there was so much bullshit on Facebook.
Oh, it is.
That, like, so many people will post so much shit every day that, like, because usually if I get on Facebook, I would say I might get on Facebook one time a night. I might take a 20-minute break and scroll through Facebook. And, like, there had been so much shit on there that like I couldn't find the important things. Like my family and friends were, you know, posting something about anything, you know. So I got to where I was like, you know, these friends of mine that were just constantly posting political shit or, you know, just stuff that's like, oh, this offends me. Oh, this hurts my feelings. This hurts my feelings. I'm like, dude, I was like, no, man. And then there are some people that are like, they'll try to be Facebook friends with you so they can just see your business.
Yeah.
There's a couple guys I work with. They're like, hey, man, I sent you a friend request the other day, and like you hadn't accepted me yet. And I was like, well, dude, I don't even hang out with you outside of work. I was like, why would I have you as a Facebook friend? Yeah. I was like, you know, I mean, I don't have issues with you, dude, but I was like, we're not friends outside of here. Yeah. I said, I try to keep Facebook just down to my closest friends and family because when I didn't have it like that, you know, I had so many people posting just stupid shit all day long. And then I never would see what my mom put up. I wouldn't see things that you put up. I wouldn't see things my sisters or nephews had put on there because there was just so much stuff scrolling through of just ignorant shit. And then there would be some that would be like, okay, I mean, I'm not a big Facebook guy, but people would post stuff that my mom and aunt shouldn't be seeing, you know what I'm saying? Or they would be commenting on something I had posted. I'm like, look, y'all, I try to keep my Facebook as PG as I can. Yeah. Just because my family looks at stuff. So dude, I had to just go through there, delete, just deleting everything.
Yeah, I try to do that too. I mean, back before I started doing the art thing, you know, I think I had 20, 30 people on my friends list because again, if I don't know you, I don't need you on there. If we never hung out in real life, I didn't need you on there. If we weren't a coworker that I spoke to on a regular basis, I didn't need you on there. You know, I mean, of course, that changed as a professional artist. That you know, it grows.
You have to kind of have all those friends just because the friends give you more people that you can have clients. You know,
right. But I did the same thing. The way I look at my Facebook page now with people that's on it, if I look at your page or if every time I see you on my news feed, you know, on my feed, and you're constantly posting political shit or drama shit or any of that Crimea River crap, you're gone. I bounce you. If that's all you live and breathe every damn day, you're gone. You know, and I try to keep my videos, I try to keep them as PG as I can, but some of this stuff just irks me so bad that you know, and I know I shouldn't be saying certain things, but I'm like, y'all just kiss my butt, man. I'm done. I'm burnt out on it. I'm aggravated with it. It just, you know me, I've never had very much tolerance for dumb, you know, just for blatant choosing to be stupid, lack of common sense. I have zero tolerance for that crap. And, because I mean, there's way more stuff going on in this world than having to deal with that silly crap. So, when I look at my Facebook now, if that's what they're doing, they're gone. I don't care who they are. There's more to life than who you voted for and what bathroom you're using and all of that silly shit. So I mean, I'm done. But
Yeah, that's the thing, man. It's like you shouldn't get offended over. You shouldn't get offended by somebody for who they voted for.
Yeah.
Whether they like a man, whether they like a woman, whether they believe in God or don't believe in God, because those are the choices they make. Those aren't the choices. Like if I said, William, I'm a heterosexual male and I love Jesus, and you better do exactly the same thing.
Yep.
But you're William. That you have to do for you. I do for me, you do for you. And what your choices you make, unless you're trying to hurt me, they don't offend me.
Yeah, I don't care.
None of that stuff does.
I don't care who you date. I don't care who you marry. I don't care who you sleep with. I don't care who you voted for. I don't care what religion you're backing. I don't give a shit. And the majority of people don't care. But, if you start trying to single me out because I don't think the way you think, or you're trying to single me out because I didn't vote the way you voted, etc., you and I gonna have a problem then. But I mean, as long as you do you and you let me do me, we'll be happy and I can get along with you. I don't know why that is so hard for people. Again, I think it's just being self-miserable, that you are so miserable with your own damn issues that you have to try to project that on other people. You have to. And the way I want to look at it is when I see somebody out there trying to act that way, trying to white knight it up, so to speak, it makes me wonder, like, dude, what is in your closet that makes you out here running up imaginary slights, imaginary hate, just so you can try to feel better about you? What in the world is in your closet? Because that is very common out of my experience and experiences I've seen on news and stuff like that, that people that scream the highest for being white knighting, it usually ends up getting outed with some of the most twisted shit in their closet. So that's the way I look at it, is what are they doing?
It ain't no telling, and I don't want to know.
No, but anyway, dude, let's get off. We talked about some TV shows and we talked about some upcoming stuff, and we got a little sidetracked there with the cancel culture. But I wanted to talk about some of that because I think people need to stop being scared to talk about it. I think people need to really start shining more light on that it's insane, that it's incorrect, and that more people need to start standing up for it. So, I mean, I'm glad we talked about it some, because it needs to be. This whole let's ignore it like it's going to go away isn't working. Let's not worry about what's happening to other people because it's not happening to me. That we got to start like standing up for it as a whole and just try to not allow it to take any more root than what it has. We'll definitely talk next week. We'll talk. He's going to watch Superman and Lois this week, so we can have that for a subject next week. We're definitely going to talk Godzilla and Kong, because
you say that Superman and Lois is Thursdays.
Yeah, I believe it's Thursdays. Yeah, but like I said, the first one's up right now, so you should be able to watch it. Now, I think at some point CW takes it off where you can't watch it for free. So you definitely don't wait. I don't remember how that works.
I can definitely watch it for free, buddy.
Oh, but yeah, definitely watch that.
Same way I watch everything else for free.
Yeah, watch that one, and we'll definitely talk Godzilla and King Kong next week. And remember, next week now, it needs to be
by then. Also, too, episode 9 of WandaVision will be over. Also.
Episode 9 of what? Oh, that's right. Yeah, so we'll talk about that also. I
haven't even seen the trailer for Godzilla and Kong yet.
You haven't?
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah, definitely watch that too. So, because I want to talk about that, because when I talk about that one, That one may be like a whole episode because I want to talk about the Godzilla movie. I want to talk about the Skull Island, and I want to talk about the King of the Monsters, Godzilla, and then of course the upcoming Godzilla versus Kong. So that one will probably be like a whole show where we can talk. I want to talk about all of those movies. So if you haven't seen them in a while, make sure you watch them sometime.
I just watched Skull Island just
All right,
like
good.
a week or two ago.
All right.
Yeah, Shauna, she didn't watch it. She watched it, and then I want to say that Adam hadn't watched it before. We all sat and had a family movie and watched it, and I had forgot a whole lot about it.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, make sure you refresh your memory on, especially make sure you watch King of the Monsters because there's some things that happen in King of the Monster that I'm going to talk about that's leading into Kong versus Godzilla with some of my little theory ideas. So make sure you watch that so it's fresh. But yeah, dude, man, upcoming movie King's Fight. Oh yeah. King Kong is the new movie's 5 years after King of the Monsters. But yeah, we'll talk about that next week, and we'll either do it Sunday or Monday. I don't know which one yet. I got to talk to Tara again to find out which days we're doing stuff. But I'll let you
Yeah,
know.
I'm probably Monday would probably be the best day for me because I've got something going on here at the house Sunday, but Monday would be wide open.
Okay. Well, worst case scenario, if we have to, we may have to do it a little earlier in the day or something like that. So we'll figure it out.
Hmm.
But because she works Monday, so we may have to do it like before 5 p.m. or something like that. So that shouldn't be a big deal. But anyway, thank you so much, Bert, for hanging out and chit chatting about the stuff. And of course, thank you to everyone who tuned in. I know Mondays are kind of usually a lot of selling groups going on and stuff like that. So definitely thank you guys for coming in for that. Um, let's see, a little house cleaning. They've got the Vampiro number 18s in hand. So that, yeah, for those that may be tuning in, that's my first major cover for a company. They've got them in hand at B&S Comics. They are sorting them right now to make sure all the books are in great shape. I'm probably going to go to Grand Island, Nebraska sooner than the end of the month. That way I can get all the books signed and everything and get them out to you guys a lot sooner than the end of the month. So we'll be doing that. Let's see what else. Oh, Bert, did you see my Lion-O metal print?
Mm-mm,
Let me hang on one
not
second.
yet.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
I'll probably when I get off, I'll probably
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna show it to you right here.
look at it now.
Hang on one second. Let me just find it here.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna run to the restroom just right quick.
Okay. Hang on one second, people. If I can remember how to save it to my dang. No, I don't want to open it in that. Dang it. Sorry, people. Bear with me just a second. Save as. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Bear with me, people.
Yeah, that tea ran through me. So when you say metal prints, they're actually metal.
Yeah.
Bet
Right.
those cost a pretty penny to have made.
Yeah, they're not cheap to have produced. And this is, let me see if I can figure out how to do this. Let me show you guys.
How do people like them?
Oh, they love them, dude. They say I only do 20 of each image that I do, so they're signed and numbered. But let me see if this works. Let me know if this shows up. Come on, overlay. I'm still trying to learn how to do all the stuff on this paid-for version of it.
Oh yeah.
So that's what the new metal print's going to look like.
Yeah.
So I'm doing this set called 80s Metal, and what it is
80s cartoon genres.
Yep. It's so there's this Lion-O half body piece. There's going to be a Mum-Ra one to go with it. Then there's going to be a it was great, Sean. We had a great turnout at the release party for the Mortician. There's going to be, let's see, it's going to be Lion-O and Mum-Ra. There's going to be He-Man and Skeletor. There's going to be an Optimus and Megatron one. There's probably going to be a Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. Yeah. And there's a few more of the obscure kind of cartoon characters. Like I'm thinking about doing a Brave Star one, and the bad guy from Brave Star.
You talking about obscure, man?
Yep. Yeah, like I'm doing
always
something.
Liked that show though, but I never got to watch it.
Oh, Brave Star was a really good cartoon. I thought about doing the Mask, but I was like, I don't know about that one. Which I liked Mask. I liked that cartoon. But and when it came to G.I. Joe, which I was a massive fan of G.I. Joe, I couldn't really think, like I really wanted Cobra Commander, but because I love the hooded Cobra Commander. But there's nobody on the G.I. Joe side for the main good guy that would work for Cobra Commander, because Joe, Flint is just a normal looking guy. Joe is a normal looking guy. General Hawk is a normal looking guy. So I was like, that would be boring as hell. Now Cobra Commander would look badass. So I was like, the next closest thing would be, let's just do, Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow.
Even though like your Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, that's more like your Cliff Jumper and Starscream characters.
Yeah, see, like even for
Bumblebee
even for Optimus and Megatron, that one's kind of tough for me because,
I know because you're a huge Soundwave fan.
Yes, and Starscream. I love Starscream too, but it would be a weird Optimus and Soundwave. Optimus is my favorite as far as the good guys go. So I was like, man, shit.
Hopefully you'll if you do Megatron, hopefully you'll do Megatron like a up close with that shit-eating grin that he smile and do.
Yeah, those characters will be probably headshots, just because it's definitely you don't have to do their full bodies to get the point across or anything like that. And that's why, like, and with Lion-O, I could have done his headshot, and it's still
that's more iconic with him with the whole sword, with how the sword curves up in his eyes and all that.
Yep, exactly. And now, sadly, on the Mum-Ra one, that one's going to be a little tricky when I go to do that one, because I don't know.
If I was you, the way I would do that Mum-Ra would be like, with Mum-Ra would be going like this.
Yeah.
And all of his mummy wrappings flailing everywhere.
Well, that's what I thought too. Like for him, his go-to thing, because I don't remember him having a sword or anything. So and I could be remembering that wrong, but it's that emblem on his chest. So what I'm thinking is like that kind of mentality where he's kind of like screaming, and the tatters are flowing. And then maybe like that, his eyes are glowing red, and then like that chest piece maybe glowing, something like that. Like I said, I hadn't really worked out that one yet, but but that's just it, Sean. The whole point to the 80s metal is it's a good guy and a bad guy. So I can't really do Cobra Commander and Destro. So it's meant to be one good guy, one bad guy. So that's why I'm having some difficulty with a couple of them, which I'm working on and this is the Skeletor piece I'm working on. And originally I was going to do a half body, but I really wanted to do my version of Skeletor, but a big headshot. So that's what I've done so far with him. And it's meant to be.
Spoilers.
It's what?
Spoilers.
Yeah. So this was the Skeletor piece I'm working on so far. And, he'll have the glowing coming from his mouth and coming from his eyes and everything. And, the purple of his costume and the yellow tones of his skin and stuff. But I'm still not 100% sold on it because part of me kind of wants to do like a half body with him, like, that staff he has. Like maybe doing like this image where he's like got it like this and the skull is like right here and then his head is like over the skull. So I'm kind of leaning towards that because I damn sure have to have He-Man with the power sword. But Skeletor also has his version of the sword. So I'm really torn on that one because, I thought about just doing the He-Man thing, but Skeletor I think would look weird with his in the air because he doesn't do that. So that's why I'm thinking about just using his staff and not worrying about the sword. So I'm a little torn on that one because I love the headshot idea, but I'm just not sold on it. So I'm thinking that's what I may do. I may convert it and do the staff idea thing is what I might do.
Yeah, it seems like there's another cartoon that we're leaving out that might have been not as huge, but in that same.
Well, that barbarian guy would be a cool one. Thundar.
Yeah, but I was thinking like more of there was like
the reason I didn't want to do Thundar is because I'm already doing
franchise that we're missing.
Well, I didn't want to do Thundar because I'm already doing He-Man and Thundar.
That's only a niche amount of people that are going to know that.
Yeah, there's that, and now I'm going to do a Ninja Turtle one. So there's going to be.
Bro, you're gonna be lucky if people know. This dude walked up to my craps table one day, and he had a Thundercat shirt on. He had the Thundercat symbol on there, and he's shooting dice, and he had a winner. He threw a winner, and I said Thundercats, ho! Dude looked at me so strangely, like, what is this guy talking about?
Yeah, it's the same thing with people wearing band T-shirts and they have no idea who the band is.
Yeah.
It's weird. But yeah, I'm gonna do a Ninja Turtle one. So there'll be a Ninja Turtle. I just don't know which Ninja Turtle I'm going to use yet. But it'll be Shredder and a Ninja Turtle. I imagine probably Leonardo or Raphael, something like that, maybe.
Oh, I guess the other cartoon maybe I was thinking about was Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Where they went on the carnival ride and it took them into the Dungeons and Dragons realm.
Yeah, and I'm almost done with the horror book too. This one here, it's one of those fully blank. Yeah, so it's a fully blank comic, and of course there's my character, Psycho Sal. So I've got this one. It's got like 15 pages in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, where's the camera? There we go. So this one's almost full. Sorry about the glare.
Man, that's what somebody needs to do. Somebody needs to get on the werewolf genre, do a new werewolf movie.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So this one's about halfway done.
I want it to be like a new age werewolf movie. I don't want it to be like, back in the colonial days and stuff. I want it to be, not Universal Monsters werewolf. I want somebody to do something like, what was that werewolf movie franchise called? Howling.
Oh, Howling, yeah.
Yeah, somebody to bring the Howling movies back.
That'd be pretty. I wouldn't mind seeing a reboot of Howling. That'd be pretty badass. Like a lot of people cry the river shit over reboots. I can watch an old movie and a reboot and appreciate both damn movies if they're done right. I don't have a problem with that. It's so weird to me. Oh my God, they're rebooting Friday the 13th. Oh, it just ruins it. I'm like, what? You're an idiot.
What was it? Was it Michael Bay or who was that redid the Friday
Texas Chainsaw
13th
Massacre.
and Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah, that's Michael Bay. Well, he just produced it. He wasn't directing it. He was just kind of on set here and there helping out. But yeah, they him and that other dude, they did the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Gunny Sargent, and then they came back after it did so well in the theater, and they shot a sequel. I mean a prequel movie telling how they got to that point. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, that one, both of those movies are damn good. I mean, in my opinion, Rob Zombie's reboot of Halloween is damn good. Now the second
until he tried to force feed us
shit.
with all the stuff with his girlfriend.
Yeah, the second movie's hot garbage. Yeah, it's hot garbage. It's terrible. But the first one was damn good. And the reboot for Friday 13th, dude, 2009 Friday 13th, that is one of my favorite damn movies. I love the way they did Michael Myers. I love the way he looked. I love the guy they chose to play him, which is like 6'6". You know, the dude.
You said massive. Friday the 13th.
Huh?
You said what? Friday the 13th.
Yeah, Friday the 13th.
Michael Myers ain't in Friday the 13th.
Right. I changed subjects. I said we were talking about Michael Myers, and I said also Friday the 13th, the 2009 reboot.
Yeah, the one with
Yeah, I can't remember his name that played it. Well, it had Jared Leto in it. I mean, Jared Leto, I'm sorry. Padalecki or something.
Yeah, Jared Padalecki.
Yeah.
I liked that movie. I thought that was like, man,
yeah, it
would have been the best Friday 13th movie they ever made.
Yep, I loved it. Now, don't get me wrong. It had little plot holes like every damn horror movie out there, but it's whatever. But the movie, I loved how they handled Jason. They made him, they made him a survivalist, someone that's been living off the land. They made him more of a hunter-gatherer. He wasn't no let me stroll through the woods guy. This dude came running at you like a freight train. I loved how they did that character.
I liked the Nightmare on Elm Street. I liked that remake they did of it.
Well, I liked
back about 10 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, I liked the movie, the way it was handled, the way it was shot, and the way it was told. But now me personally, I hated the way he looked. There's some reason he didn't look like a burn victim. He looked like something else. I don't know. There was something really weird about how his makeup looked. Now, that was the only complaint I had about it. The rest of it, I loved the movie.
And I liked the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that Jessica Biel was in.
Yeah, that's the remake. The one with Jessica Biel is the remake.
I didn't too much care for the one they did after that one.
That was
the one where the
girl from Fast and the Furious.
The victim ended up being like his cousin or something.
Oh no, that was what was it called? Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D or something. I think that movie was shot in 3D. I can't remember the exact name. I know what you're talking about. That's that girl from
all her friends. It was kind of weird. It's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's like Leatherface pretty much killed all of her friends and her boyfriend and stuff in it. And then because that one guy was an asshole to her and tried to rape her or something, she's like, "All right, cuz let's team up and F him up."
Yeah, it definitely. And now it wasn't a terrible movie. But it definitely was a bit weird. Like, wait a minute, okay, he just did all of this and now you're fine with it? Just because this dude's a douchebag? Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah.
But, the Gargoyles would probably be a cool one to do.
That was a good cartoon. I did thoroughly enjoy that cartoon.
Yeah, it's there's definitely, like I said, I'm still working out the details of the list I'm going to do because I'm not doing a bunch of them. It's just only going to be about maybe like 5 or 6 different different dual characters, different cartoons. So,
Yeah.
but
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. If you do 5 cartoons, that's 10 different
yep,
prints you're going to have to do,
yep.
plus I'm sure it's not cheap to get those metal prints
No,
done
I mean
either.
if I do 10 metal prints, it costs just for the coloring, not counting the print work and everything, just to pay my colorist to color them is that's a certain fee by itself, and it's not cheap. So I mean, I'm
Right.
spending a bunch of money just to have them colored. Then I got to turn around and spend the money to have them printed and everything and shipped. So yeah, doing metal. There's a reason why most artists don't do metal prints. Yeah, it is not cheap to do. But there, I mean, I make my money back, and I'm fine with that. I make a little profit. I'm fine with that, and they look badass. And I mean, when you can sit back and say there's only 20 in existence, they come signed and numbered with a COA, and that's it. They'll never be reprinted again. I mean, that you got something rare. I mean, that's pretty damn cool. But
Yeah, the COA didn't matter because CGC didn't have encapsulated.
yeah. Sadly, COA shit as far as grading is concerned.
Yeah, I think mainly the people that are picking that kind of stuff up, they're not caring if they'd ever make so many money. They want it for what it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what it is. I mean, it's
That's
still
just
has
art
value.
that you're producing.
Hold on one second. I mean, dude, I've seen some metal prints. I've seen some metal prints sell for $200 and $300. I mean, it's ridiculous what people will pay for some of these metal prints. And I'm not talking about no big name artists either. I'm just mean the idea of a metal print with extremely limited print run. I mean, hell, I already know for a fact one of my metal prints sold for $150. So I mean, it's not it's not unusual.
What do you charge for those metal prints?
Do what?
What are you charging for those prints?
Oh, $85 including shipping, and about $12 of it shipping.
Yeah.
Because of the way I pack them and everything, it cost me about $12 to ship it. So
yeah, that's the sad thing about it. It's like if you want to ship anything and you want to ship it right, it costs a lot.
Yep.
You wish you were like getting to like ship 5 or 6 prints, that way they could be in one package. But just shipping one thing the right way costs so much money.
Yep, it definitely does. But I mean, I'd rather spend that money on the shipping and that's what blows my mind about these assholes that make the excuses. Oh, well, I ship like this, poor as hell, and I've never had a problem. Bullshit. You're lying. You're lying. I know those assholes are lying. Because I pack bulletproof, and I still have stuff damaged ever so often. And I pack big time bulletproof, and still have had problems occasionally.
Some people just get lucky, and
no, I think they're straight up lying.
The thing is if you're shipping stuff a cheap way, I mean, you got to think of like what that costs you in the long run if you hadn't just thrown $5 more with it and done it the right way.
Yeah, I'm very anal about it. If I order something from someone and I'm paying priority prices for shipping, and you send me my shit in a damn 30-cent bubble envelope with no damn protection whatsoever, I will never buy from you again, and I'll make sure to tell every damn body following me not to buy from you. I don't give a shit if you supposedly done it 1,000 times and never had a problem, which I completely call you a liar on.
Yeah,
no way.
I've gotten magic cards from people before, and all they did is they cut a couple pieces of cardboard, like off of a box, and just put the card in between them 2 pieces of cardboard, and just put some tape. Just put some tape over the sides. Which I do get it. I do get it right now. There is a huge non-supply for the hard plastic things to ship cards in right
Yep.
now. They're hard to find. I went to Comics and Collectibles, they had none. I went to Jason's store, comic seller, they didn't have
What's up,
any.
Chris?
So maybe I can see some people like not shipping in hard plastic because they can't find them. But there's a lot of people that I know.
You're selling cards on a regular basis. Go on Amazon and buy some and have them shipped to your house. Sitting around saying, oh, I had to ship it this crappy way because my local store didn't have the proper way. That's nothing but a cop-out. That's no. If you're going to be professional and you're going to do this, you need to order supplies like every damn body else, have it delivered to your home, and do it right. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I've learned to like when somebody ships me a card, to keep the hard case no matter what they look like.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they're a little bit scratched up or dinged up or something, to keep that hard case, because like I was just like sending everybody that got a card from me, they got it in a completely new hard case, you know.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I had an abundance of them, but now that it's coming harder to get them, I'm having to save every one of them hard cases that I get to resend out to other people.
Yeah, like I said, dude, there's other companies, and you can find that stuff on Amazon and all these other places. You know, the people just they want to try to charge you. They want to try to charge you max shipping and then ship it as cheap as they possibly can. I mean, I've seen people charge people for priority shipping at $8 a damn ship, and then turn around and ship something for $3 damn worth of damn material and shipping, making a $5 profit off the shipping. I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah. But anyway, bud, let me get off here. I'm going to go work a little bit. But again, thank you, Brad. Thank you, man, for hanging out and chatting and everything. And like I said, we'll see you next week, and we'll talk about the Godzilla movies and all of that that's coming up. Again, thank you to everybody that tuned in and hung out with us. And we will see you guys on the flip side. See you later, Bert.